Hey guys, Dr. J here, and in this video we're going to talk about physiological factors and how those impact flight. Now, physiological factors have to do with things that are related to your body, so your stress and for yourself, how much sleep you're getting, diet and exercise, and how those affect your mind and your ability to respond to events and your ability to deal with situations as they arise. So physiological effects that we're going to talk about are including hyperventilation, stress and fatigue, dehydration and heat stroke, drugs and alcohol, vision and flight, and then night operations. And night operations is going to be tied to your vision, being able to see at night. So it's the responsibility of the remote pilot in command, the RPIC, to ensure that their medical condition is under control and appropriate for flying. This includes not having consumed alcohol within the last 8 hours, or have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.04% or greater, not using drugs that impair your mental or physical capabilities, or has any other physical or mental issue that prevents them from flying safety. So basically, you're ready to fly, you're not under the influence, you're not under the influence of a drug, you're able to fly physiologically. Now, there are specific physical conditions that we want to be aware of so that we're able to deal with them if those arise while we're flying. And one of those is hyperventilation. And I'll just put the notes up here, the bullet points up here. Hyperventilation is rapid breathing, very rapid breathing, almost uncontrolled breathing. You're breathing so fast that it can lead to too much oxygen in the blood. And it can happen anytime, but it tends to happen during emergencies. A panic happens, something happens, some stressor happens, whether that's any of these things, and it leads to hyperventilation. Now, the problem is hyperventilation leads to feeling unwell and further anxiety and more hyperventilation. And so you have this vicious circle when it comes to hyperventilation that you have to break out of. And you could have a number of symptoms, including lightheadedness, unconsciousness. So the key thing here is that you want to get out of the cycle. You want to break the cycle of hyperventilation. And the way to do that is by slowing down your breathing, not taking in so much oxygen. And one way to do that is to breathe into a bag. So you can actually breathe back in some carbon dioxide, and that reduces the amount of oxygen that you're breathing in. Talking to other people, getting reassurance from other people, even just talking out loud yourself can help to break the cycle of hyperventilation. So this is something that, again, you want to be aware of so that if it ever happens to you or to someone else, that you'll be able to deal with the situation. Slow down your breathing, get some reassurance, talk out loud with the other person, and come out of this vicious cycle of hyperventilation. Now, other types of stressors can also exist. Just stress in general, actually, can be a problem. Chronic stress or acute stress can both be factors, and chronic stress needs to really be dealt with by a specialist. Long-term stress. Now, with fatigue is similar in that you can have acute fatigue and chronic fatigue, where you're just constantly tired, or you can have some really acute fatigue, which is more short-term, could be caused by mild hypoxia, could be caused by stress or energy depletion. Stress and fatigue can be caused by similar things, but can also be prevented by proper diet and adequate sleep and rest. Fatigue is bad when you're flying because it leads to degradation of attention. You're not able to concentrate as well. You're not able to have your hand-eye coordination as tight, and you might have problems communicating. No amount of training and experience can overcome fatigue. And chronic fatigue is similar to chronic stress in that it can be related to more long-term things. And you'll definitely want to consult a physician or your doctor for how to deal with chronic fatigue. These are all things that you'll definitely want to deal with, not just for flying, but just for life in general. Now, how do you deal with chronic stress, chronic fatigue, any of these things? I think having a regular cadence of rest and relaxation is key here. So you want to be, even if you're, as I said, I'm a professor and lots of things, stressful things I have to do all the time. The key for me, at least, and hopefully would be helpful for some of you, is to have a regular cadence of resting and some relaxation. Maybe that's a few minutes every day. Maybe that's one day or at least a part of a day every week of just resting and relaxing, not thinking about things that need to be done at work, not thinking about stressful things, intentionally taking time to rest, intentionally taking time to relax, and doing that on a regular basis. That helps to keep away the stress and the fatigue. Also, proper diet, proper exercise are really big ones. By proper exercising, proper diet, you can really you can really take down your stress and fatigue levels. Spend time every day exercising. Make sure that you're eating healthy every day, getting vegetables and fruits especially every day. And that's really going to help cut down on stress and fatigue. And that's going to help make you a better pilot. You'll be able to concentrate better. You'll be able to communicate better. You'll be able to do all these things which are required for being a pilot. And not only that, it's going to just help your life be better in general as well. So double bonus there. All right, some other things, dehydration and heat stroke. Dehydration, of course, results from a loss of water from the body, not just temperature related, although you can definitely easily get dehydrated during hot weather. You can also get dehydrated due to wind or a lack of humidity, or by drinking diuretic drinks. So coffee, tea, caffeinated drinks, alcoholic beverages, those kinds of things are going to actually reduce the amount of water in your body instead of give you more water. And there's a number of symptoms. Headaches, fatigue especially are ones that I get when I get dehydrated. Dizziness, sleepiness are other ones. And of course, the way to deal with dehydration is to drink water. Drink water regularly. Drink at least 2 to 4 quarts of water every 24 hours. More if it's hot. More if you're expending a lot of energy. If you're thirsty, you've already lost a good amount of your body weight in water, 2%. So drink water, drink lots of water, and drink water regularly on a regular basis. Limit your intake of caffeine and alcohol. This is a big one, to help reduce the amount of dehydration and heat stroke that you might have. And when you're under high heat stress, again, drink more water. Drink 1 quart per hour, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but when you're really under that high heat stress, that's really important to keep water in your body. Now, drugs and alcohol, we've already talked about. The FAA has a list of drugs that discusses which drugs are safe to use prior to flying. In general, you don't want to be, obviously, you can't drink alcohol more than 8 hours, or should be 8 hours between when you drink alcohol and when you fly. And same is true for drugs. You should not be under the influence of drugs, certain types of drugs at least, which affect your physical and mental capabilities while you are flying.